Got anything on you?
Stay with him. I'm at my house.
Okay, I don't know. I'm asking you. What's your name?
Gervonta.
Gervonta. What?
Gervonta.
Gervonta is your first name?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your last name, sir?
They're saying he can get anywhere up to 7 years if convicted of all charges, right? When you break down the situation, when you're a celebrity or an athlete and you have money.
What began as a quiet federal operation has exploded into a major investigation that could seriously damage Gervonta Tank Davis's legacy. Authorities discovered large amounts of unregistered cash inside his Florida mansion. This comes after reports that Davis had been buying expensive jewelry with money that may not be linked to any declared or legal income. Now, investigators are looking into possible money laundering and re-examining Davis's long history of legal and financial troubles.
Gervonta Davis, world champion, man. Oh, man, not again, dog. You the big dog, man. Hey, you Baltimore's finest, man. Yeah, across the Delaware Bridge, right? Yeah, that's him. That's you. Yeah, man.
But this time, Davis isn't the only one under scrutiny. His former mentor and promoter, Floyd Mayweather Jr., is being dragged into the spotlight as well. This news arrived shortly after Mayweather was named in a multi-million-dollar real estate scam involving a fake company accused of defrauding investors. The timing has led fans and experts to wonder if Davis was influenced or even groomed by Mayweather to engage in similar shady dealings.
Gervonta Tank Davis had a history of assault charges and more. On September 19, 2017, an arrest warrant was issued for Davis, who was being accused of first-degree aggravated assault. The charge was later changed to a misdemeanor second-degree assault, which carries a maximum potential sentence of 10 years or a fine of $2,500 or both. At the court, Anthony Wheeler, a childhood friend, complained that Davis punched him on the side of the head with a gloved fist. He then stated that he was diagnosed with a concussion at the hospital. The incident took place at Upton Box.
For years, Davis has followed in Floyd's footsteps inside the ring and out. The flash, the cash, the drama, it all looked familiar. But now, with agents digging into Davis's finances, the comparisons seem more serious. Like Floyd, Davis has a history of domestic violence, public fights, and now, possibly financial crimes. The similarities are no longer just about style, they might be about illegal behavior too.
In March 2021, he was indicted on 14 counts for allegedly causing a serious car crash after running a red light after a November 2020 birthday party in downtown Baltimore. His Lamborghini struck another car and left it smoking, sending the occupants to the hospital, including a pregnant woman. He allegedly left the scene in a Camaro that pulled up minutes later. On February 16th, Davis accepted a plea deal that saw him plead guilty to leaving the scene of an accident involving bodily injury, failing to notify an owner of property damage, driving on a suspended license.
The cash now under investigation was allegedly not accounted for in Davis's tax filings or banking records, and according to sources familiar with the case,
investigators reportedly found the hidden cash while looking into the 2023 burglary of Davis's mansion in Parkland, Florida. At that time, Davis was in jail for a 2020 hit-and-run. Thieves stole millions in luxury items, including a Lamborghini, Urus, and a Ferrari SF90. Back then, people raised eyebrows at how much wealth he had. Now, federal agents are asking a new question. Was all that money clean?
Now, beyond that case, he also still had a hit-and-run accident case that was still hanging over his head from a couple of years ago. And so he finally went before the judge for sentencing, and he ended up getting 90 days of home detention along with 3 years of probation. So as of right now, it's reported that he's spending those 90 days with his trainer, Calvin Ford, and looking forward to moving past this 90-day home detention.
The cash being investigated was allegedly not reported in Davis's taxes or bank records. Sources say it wasn't stored in a bank either, it was hidden in his home. That kind of off-the-books stash is a classic red flag in financial crime. Multiple federal agencies are now involved, showing how serious the case has become. This has also reopened old wounds between Davis and Mayweather Promotions. For years, Davis spoke out about how Floyd managed his career. YouTuber Showbiz The Adult recently said Davis's real frustration wasn't about money, it was about legacy.
That's why I don't want to box no more. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything out of me, where so I don't never think about fighting again. I don't think about even getting angry, you know what I mean? Because I have two girls, two daughters. I'm wanting to be much softer, you know what I mean?
Even though Davis is called the face of boxing, he's never faced a full lineup of elite opponents. Many blame that on Mayweather's influence. Gervonta didn't know you could be the face of boxing without building your legacy, said. Showbiz. He looked around and realized he's still hungry. That hunger for legacy, not just cash, might explain Davis's recent behavior. Not long ago, he suddenly announced his retirement, saying he just wanted to make money and stay out of the spotlight.
Incarcerated, I felt like I wasn't supposed to be in there.
Hey, take that shit fly right here.
I ain't gonna lie, your beard is finally doing
It was a learning experience. You know what I mean? It showed me that that's not where I want to be. And I got kids, you know what I mean? I got kids that I gotta take care of. Got family, friends, and everything I gotta take care of.
He said, I want to be living without being seen. Some thought he was appeased now. It looks more like he was trying to vanish before more gets exposed. Strangely, Davis is still scheduled to rematch Lamont Roach in August 2025 in Brooklyn. He's promoting it as one of his final fights. But whether that match even happens now depends on the investigation. If charges are filed or his money gets frozen, Davis's boxing future could end much sooner. Meanwhile, Mayweather's own legal troubles keep piling up. Floyd is currently facing a lawsuit, claiming he used his name to trick investors in a big real estate scam. The suit says he claimed ownership of properties that weren't even in his name. Floyd denies any involvement and says he wasn't part of the operation, but the damage to his image is done. Now fans are seeing a clear pattern. Davis idolized Floyd, copied his lifestyle, and may have also copied his bad habits. From assault allegations to hiding cash, the similarities are becoming hard to ignore.
A lot of you guys are talking about what Gervonta Tank Davis said, talking about him pricing himself out, saying that he won 150 M's for his rematch with Ryan Garcia. Y'all want to know what I think about that whole video? It looks like Gervonta is on the outskirts. Listen, man, where everything is happening, dude, all these fights are being made over there. It just looks like Gervonta is on the outskirts looking for the perfect op.
Here's the core issue. Davis is 30 years old and in his physical prime. But emotionally, he seems drained. He's tired of boxing, frustrated with his legacy, and possibly caught up in financial trouble that runs deeper than the sport. Federal agents are watching him closely, and so is the boxing world. If this investigation leads to charges, it could be the dramatic downfall of a man once seen as Mayweather's successor. But it would also serve as a warning about what happens when fame and money become more important than principles. Money isn't the bill, Showbiz said. You won't be happy. Davis's future is unclear. Is this the end of his boxing career or the beginning of his biggest fight yet?
But for me, go get the money. It's right there. The bag is right there. Go get it. I will go get the money because these fights are going to always be there. These boxers are always going to be there to fight because none of them are making the type of money that you're making. Not saying they're not making the money, but they aren't making Canelo and Tank money.
Right now, the conversations around Gervonta Davis sound more like warnings than boxing hype. While fans focused on his surprising draw against Lamont Roach fight, many expected him to win Icelia. Much deeper crisis was building behind the scenes, and at the center of it all is money. It's not just the prize money from fights, but the kind of money that hides in shadows. The kind that hires lawyers and draws the attention of federal agents. Davis's recent obsession with strange high-profile fights like Jake Paul wasn't just about branding. It may have been a last-ditch attempt to turn questionable cash into clean income.
You saying he fighting for the money. You ain't saying Mayweather the promotion trying to make the most money off of Tank possible. You saying he fighting for the money.
If he said he went in there 0 times and requested the big fights, obviously he don't really care about the big fights. He just want to get the money, in which he's doing a good job at.
I mean, maybe he just let his team, come up with who they think should be next for him, and maybe that's why he hasn't gone in there. Because anytime we see him, hear him after a fight, well,
oh, got to sit down with Calvin. And
Davis has reportedly been under quiet federal investigation for months. No charges have been filed yet, but the case revolves around money laundering, hidden income, and possible ties to criminal networks. This isn't unheard of in boxing. Sport has long been linked to street life and underground money, especially for fighters who came from rough beginnings. But in Davis's case, these are more than rumors. Insiders say his team has already been warned that his bank accounts, real estate, and business assets could be frozen soon, depending on what agents find.
We know that Gervonta is going to fight Jake Paul in November, and then we'll see what happens if there's an AJ fight. Be interested to go from Gervonta Davis to Anthony Joshua, but I don't think the Chavez fight is terrible. I think it's a smart